Larry Fishing, 1449 Urban Street. Rahway needs a mayor who can dedicate his time, effort, and passion to helping all the residents maintain a high level of municipal service. To do this, that individual should be given not only the best tools to implement his strategies, but the time which is necessary to get the job done. The mayor should receive not only our gratitude for his public service, but fair compensation for his time and for his efforts. In the short time Mayor Steinman has held office, it is clear the progress the city has made. I believe the salary is a small price to pay in order to have a fully engaged mayor. Rahway needs a leader, and Mayor Steinman is that leader. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, again, I'm going to go to my left-hand side. Anyone else on the left-hand side of the room wish to come forward, make a comment? Please come forward, state your name and address. Thank you.
My name is Harold Bryan, 1941 Wall Street, this town. I just want to know what makes him worth that much money. I'm going to be honest with you. My life hasn't improved, and he hasn't been in office long enough to do anything. He ran against the other guy to reduce his salary. Now all of a sudden you're raising his? He's your hand-picked successor. You guys chose this guy. I oppose it, but I hope you give it to him. That means he'll be a one-term mayor.
Okay, again, on the left-hand side of the room, so I ask anyone from the left-hand side, please come forward, state your name and address. Thank you.
Scott Callaby, 756 West Scott Avenue. Unlike the paid informants that came up there to try to give me that bull crap that he should get something, he shouldn't be in the crap. You shouldn't be here, you shouldn't be here, you shouldn't be here, and you shouldn't be here. You guys pick Proctor apart, and I sat here and watched you do it. You're not doing the city any services by what y'all did. Now y'all want to undo it? As this dude pulled up epic complaints against Proctor, as you guys maliciously picked him apart and cut his salary just to show we the big bad nine. We can show him, because he's not playing our part, we're going to reduce his salary and get him out of here. You did that. You did that. You did that. We got to run around and try to silence the people from hearing what we have to say. All y'all should be indicted for the bull crap that y'all doing in the city. This guy has been a year and a half. This guy mayor in Union County. Even Linden only makes $67,000 with no DA. The last DA you paid overpaid. You bring her in at half, and y'all say, "Oh, we saved money, so let's give ourselves a raise." You guys are full of crap. All y'all doing is like your own project and your own business. You're not representing us. You're representing yourselves. And those that wasn't here, I don't blame you. But you were here with your little slick ways. You were here, and you were here. And all y'all are shady. I said the day when you did it, and y'all manipulated, you calculated, and you're vindictive. And for you to give Steinman, where's he at now? Upstairs watching it? Because I called him at the pre-meeting over there at Cooper News. But he can't make it here, but he's working hard. Y'all full.
Thank you very much. Let's keep order in the room. Thank you. Again, we're on the left-hand side of the room. Anyone else care to come forward, make a comment on 09-15? On my right-hand side, anyone care to come forward? Please again state your name, sir, your standing, so please come forward. Oh, just sir, one. Okay, come on. You come. Please come forward. Thank you, sir.
I'm Jeffrey Freeman, 1022 the Antonio Drive Road. Very briefly, I'm not saying anything for or against Mayor Steinman, but maybe I am. I noticed the comment. I hadn't even thought about it, but he is not present at the council meeting. I was present at the candidates' night that was sponsored by the NAACP prior to the elections, and Mayor Steinman did not show up again there, which does suggest that he's contemptuous of the citizens, that he feels that he's got the vote anyway. So I think this should be taken into account. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment, sir. Okay, next up on the right-hand side of the room, please come forward.
Kenneth Farrell, 800 Valesky Street. I preface my remarks by saying I'm a lifelong Rahway resident. I've worked in the public schools for 33 years. A homeowner and taxpayer, as is my mother and my mother-in-law. I also preface my remarks by saying I voted for Mr. Steinman on a few occasions, and know Mr. Steinman personally. Mr. Steinman asked for my support and asked for me to support Rick Proctor. Multiple occasions. He's our guy. Then he becomes the mayor, and all of a sudden, within a year or so, Mr. Proctor's the bad guy. So now let's take down Mayor Proctor. As was said before, let's knock his salary down. Sounds reasonable to me as a taxpayer, being that my taxes never go down.
Yes.
They all tend to stay the same or go up, as everybody's doing nothing. So now we get Mayor Proctor out at the urging of Mayor Steinman and the City Council. Now he runs for mayor, saying nothing about proposing to have a job, a full-time job, which, by the way, why does a city the size of Rahway with 28,000 people need a full-time mayor when so many towns like us do not have one? A population of 28,000, a full-time mayor? It's not enough to say that you want to be a full-time mayor and you want to double the amount of time that you have here. If that's the case, why not double your salary from $21,000 to $42,000 and at least make it seem a little reasonable instead of tripling the salary and just being as greedy as can be? By comparison, Plainfield, which has a population significantly larger than ours, their mayor makes $30,000. Union, their mayor makes $19,000. Cranford, their mayor makes $2,800. These are all similar communities, either the same size or larger. Yet our mayor has to make the amount of money that he is claiming and that you all want to give him. It's nothing but a political power play. That's all it is. It is the mayor, now that he has been elected, to spring this upon us, and for you all to go along with it, and to punish the rest of us as taxpayers, is an embarrassment. And as a lifelong resident, I am embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you, I'm embarrassed for you. It is a slap in the face to taxpayers, and it should not stand.
Please come forward. Absolutely.
Hi, my name is David Stinson, 576 Bryant Street, Berlin, New Jersey. I found this story out on the outside from the Associated Press. A story coming out of New York about Rahway, about Samson Steinman in particular, going from 21,000 to 72,000, a 200% increase. Listen, if we're going to cut like 2 to 4 billion out of the budget and help the people, then I'd agree to it. But when taxes keep going, our county is the 6th highest county on the East Coast, next to Westchester, who makes 100 to 200,000. Our county is getting killed for taxes. People across the board, seniors, retirees, people on disability are being taxed to death for nothing. I'm going to tell you something. The natural resources in this city are not being used correctly. Last year, we had the street sweepers. They came by 4 times from April to September in 2014. They don't even do city services. Also, not only that, is we're not keeping up quality of life laws either. I see many people putting their garbage out like 12 o'clock when they're supposed to come out at 5 o'clock. Many people around Rahway, Forbes Street, Hazelwood, everybody putting the garbage out early. By law, it's supposed to be out at 5 the day before on Sunday. And it's getting worse. Why are the taxpayers being killed with taxes? And you guys keep giving yourselves raises. There should be no increase in the budget, freeze all property taxes, and no increase for Samson Steinman. If he cuts 2 to 4 million, that's a great down thing. Why a 200% increase? This doesn't make sense. And you guys know it, and you're stealing the money from the taxpayers.
Ain't the first time.
One more thing, I got another thing to say. This town is small, like you said, 28 to 32,000. Why does a mayor need 72,000? It's a small town. It can be run easily. You guys are running it right now. Putting your increase to yourselves. There should be a freeze on all increases, freeze on all property taxes. But at least it's getting worse in the state of New Jersey. Not only for Rahway in this county, but this state. It's going bankrupt. Anyway, thank you for taking the call.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for coming forward.
Jeske, 2126 Church Street in Rahway. I've been in this town for 47 years. First year we bought our house, our taxes were $375 a year. And they say basically below $1,000 for at least 7 years. Then all of a sudden, taxes went up $700 one year, $500 the next, $1,000, so I'm up to $8,300. And how you can agree that the mayor deserves a $50,000 increase in his salary? I'm on a fixed income. A lot of these people here are on a fixed income. You know, Social Security gave me a $10 increase in a month, and where does that get you? That gets you nowhere. So if my taxes, somebody has to, where is that $50,000 coming from? It's going to come from the property taxes, because everything comes from property taxes. And they talk about the abandoned houses. There's a house around the corner from me on Ludlow. That house has been abandoned for at least 5 years. Hurricane Sandy debris is still sitting in the driveway. There's a house on Evans Street. That house has been abandoned for at least 8 to 10 years. That place looks like an overgrown jungle. So, you know, spend your money someplace else, but that mayor does not deserve a $50,000 raise.
Absolutely.
We need to look up We raised 3 kids on less than $60,000 a year. And let me tell you, that was only the last couple of years. But, you know, we raised a family. I stayed at home. He worked 2 jobs just so I could stay home and raise a family. And he wasn't getting many raises. So our mayor most certainly does not deserve $50,000 on senior citizens or anybody else here that works hard to pay their taxes. Thank you.
My name is Hans Kopian. I live at 39 Dawkins Flying Park, right behind the park. I'm concerned, like a lady said, for Rahway, for the tax that they go up. I walk in the park with a lot of people. They complain. They say, I got to raise $500. My tax $13,000 at Rahway. I tried to sell my house and nobody can buy it. How can people buy a house when you raise the tax they get $400 or $500? And that house is then up they go down. You people should concentrate and create a job instead. People are coming Rahway, they live Rahway, they take us all high. You need kind of have the highest taxes in the country, you know? Every people is only to spend the money. Now you want to put a stadium in the park over there. You spend the $2.5 million.
Again, this is on the budget, so this is on the budget. Anything else on the budget?
This is the budget. But I just
Sorry, salary ordinance. Sorry, salary ordinance.
I'm sorry, that is the budget. 5 years story. I have a lot of friends that live in Rahway. I walk with them every day. I know a lot of people that want to sell the house. They can sell the house. Total $13,000. He's one guy, he improved his house in Lake Haven, $37,000 a tax for the house. You know, that's ridiculous.
Okay, again, this is on the salary ordinance, so that is what this is on.
But the salary was in 17. My mayor, I live in Clark, he gets $15,000 a year salary. Over $120,000. You know, but it's ridiculous. You're robbing the people. That's all you guys do. You know? I know, I'm from Rahway. I will come Rahway if you give it to me the house. You know?
Thank you very much. Anyone else on my right-hand side? Sir, please come forward.
Sam Jeske, on Street, Rahway. I just want to say a few comments about the salary. This guy does not deserve $50,000 raise here. Absolutely not. You guys nailed Trump to the ground, man. When, you know, persuaded him to get it out. You kicked him out. You kicked his wife out. You kicked everybody out. Come on, give us a break with the $70,000. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So again, on the right-hand side of the room, I see someone who did shift over, so please come forward. Absolutely.
Lorraine Britsky, 991 Asgard Terrace. What I want to know is why the mayor never tells us anything as to what's going on in this town as a field going into the park. Okay, he spends a lot of money on the Arts Center. Is that because he used to be a general manager? Okay, I mean, and then on top of it, I go into the library on several occasions and I see security guards there. We got a freaking cop station right outside that front door. Why do we have to pay for a security officer to be inside a library? I mean, this is ridiculous. Every time I turn around, there's something else that we're being raised in our taxes now in the park there. Is that gonna come out of our taxes for the Union County as well as Rahway, and then school taxes? I mean, this is ridiculous already. I have a house right across the street, okay? Where's your health department over there? That house is being
Okay,
lived
again,
in.
this is only on the salary ordinance, so I ask you.
Well, this is all part of his salary. This is all gonna go towards
Keep it to the
part of his
salary
salary.
ordinance.
You know what? And it's getting very aggravating when I see it all the time that everything's being done and nobody from Rahway is being notified about it. Okay? I didn't know about that park and I live 1 block over. Okay? The only way I found out is through Facebook. And
Thank
I'm
you very
sorry.
much. Thank you. Okay, thank
Well,
you.
I'm aggravated.
Thank you.
And I'm sure a lot of other people
Thank you for
will be
coming
too.
forward. We appreciate it. Thank you. Anyone else on the right-hand side, please come forward.
Patrick Cassio, 1971 Barnett Street. I appreciate a lot of the comments I heard, especially Kenny Farrell, who spelled it out pretty well. It's very articulate. I myself researched the salaries. I'm friends with some of the mayors in other towns. So you vote yes to this thing. You're telling us that our mayor should be paid 3 times as much as any mayor in Union County except Elizabeth. Scotch Plains, Union, Woodbridge is not Union County, but the point is, you know, he's been in office elected. I was the opponent, I lost. I'm not down here for sour grapes. I think most of you know me better than that. But, you know, we had someone get up saying he's putting in 100 hours a week. I mean, that's ridiculous. Well, all of us put in hours in Rahway. I've been trying to help for years. You guys put in lots of hours. The mayor should be compensated for what he's doing. But to do what he's doing now, how can you tell us anything else we're doing here is a good thing when you're going to do something like this? We come back next month and hear about all these great things. How can good conscience can you do this? You know, this story went across the Associated Press. This was not some lark. I mean, this was something that gathered negative attention to this town. And when you vote on this tonight, you're signing off on something that's wrong. And you can spin it any way you want. You can bring up people up here to say he puts in 100 hours, which is ridiculous. It's wrong, and you know it's wrong. And because he's a Democrat chairman, you're afraid to vote no, because 6 of you are up for election next year. What's going to happen if you vote no? You're off the ticket, and 3 of you ran with him. So there's a little bit of a conflict of interest. The attorney will tell you it's not, but as far as I'm concerned, it is. He's your Democrat chairman. And every one of you, if you cross him, he's going to kick you off the ticket? I don't know. I guess we'll find out if you vote no. But the bottom line is, when you vote for this now, you are telling everybody else in Union County, we have the highest paid mayor, he's the best mayor. That's a lot to slice. I mean, you got a guy in Clark who's a 4-term mayor. You have a gentleman in Westfield who's a 3-term mayor. So right away, he's going to jump over those guys. He's doing a better job than those guys. And like the gentleman said, he's not here. Why isn't he here? Be a man, sit there and answer the questions of these people in this audience. That, to me, is a coward. And finally, I'm very disappointed. Our question concerning the budget was never answered, and had to do with salaries. So I respect the council president. I know he has to keep order. But show me a little respect. I asked a straightforward question. I wanted to know about the salaries and administration, and you never answered it. And I hope it's answered tonight, because that's not right. I'm a citizen, I'm a taxpayer, I'm going to write that in my question answer. I'm going to ask it again. It has to do with the salary ordinance. Why are the salaries and wages in the administration going up $119,000? The expenses are up almost $130,000. The mayor was explicitly clear in his statement to the press that we're saving $80,000 from a retired assistant business administrator. As far as I can tell, I don't see $80,000 being saved there. So again, I'm respectfully asking my question is answered. Thank you. And I urge you to vote no. If anybody voted no, and maybe you tabled this thing and came back next month with a decent raise, I don't think anybody in here would challenge that. But this raise is way too much. Thank you.
Anyone else who's not spoken on the right-hand side? Yes, sir, please come forward.
Robert Backlund, 2215 Allen Street, and I beg the council's indulgence because I feel it's important I explain my position in all this. Yes, I was a council member when we voted to reduce the then mayor's salary from $70,000 to $20,000. And I want to explain my rationale for that, as well as my rationale for supporting this salary ordinance. And again, I understand this is a very emotional issue, and I will try to be cool, calm, and collected. At the time of the mayor whose salary was reduced, we were just coming off of a long-term mayor who had given Rahway a great deal of credibility. We were a municipality on the rise, and when the subsequent mayor took office, quite frankly, he put a great deal of embarrassment to Rahway. I mean, everybody read the newspapers then. Rahway was, quite frankly, a laughingstock, but I just wanted to explain that briefly. Why I'm in support of this salary ordinance is that A, I don't want a part-time mayor. There's a great deal of redevelopment in this city. There's a lot happening, and I don't want a mayor who is more concerned with having another job to supplement his income when he should be here working for us. You know, hey, I would...
2% increase? I'm sorry.
Again, I ask you to please keep your comments.
Respect. I respect
I'm giving you respect.
Keep
You're not giving us
order in the room,
You're
all
not
right?
giving people respect.
I'm
Respect this gentleman, sir.
politely and giving my opinion.
You know, there's a great deal of activity in the city. The Arts District is growing. We have added a tremendous number of new developments that are bringing in tax rateables to the city. And I just feel, as someone who is going to be a full-time mayor, and I really believe that he is, and will devote all his time to the city, that a raise to that salary level is warranted. Again, I don't want a mayor who has to go out and get a second job and not concentrate on the city. And while I respect other people's opinion, I just differ. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for your comment. And still on this side of the room, and I'm looking for anyone who has not spoken and wants to come forward, please come forward now. Thank you. Please state your name and address for the clerk. Thank you.
My name is Robert Yanis, I live at 2147 Water Street. I come up here to speak in support of this ordinance. As the previous speaker had said, with the previous mayor, where I was working, it was a joke. I'd come in and I'd go like, oh, what did your mayor do today? It was a constant joke, and I felt I was having to constantly defend the city. I've been here for 33 years. I'm not looking to get out. And with the previous mayor, I was. With Mr. Steinman, I feel that the city has gotten respect again. It's not the laughing stock the previous mayor has done. I would like to see him here full time. I think if we're going to run this city, whatever else he's doing for other jobs, I want him here going all the time. Because if something's going on there, I don't need to find out, well, where's he working? We have to get him here. What his other job won't let him come to take care of an issue. I think he should be here, and I think it should be approved. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, again, anyone else on the right-hand side who's not spoken? Anyone who's not spoken on this side of the room? Okay, we're going to close that portion. I'm going to ask for any council comments. Any council members? Councilman Jacoby.
Council President. I just want to make it perfectly clear, remove all the political rhetoric, that's been happening today. I wasn't on council when they decided to increase the mayor's salary. I don't necessarily agree with what they did, but I do agree that Mayor Sam Steinman is going to be a good mayor for this town. He deserves to have a full-time position with salary that is warranted for that position. More importantly, all we're doing is restoring what the previous mayor, James Kennedy, made when he left office. We're not increasing it more, we're not increasing it less. We saw the effects of what a part-time mayor brought to this town, and I don't think we want to go back there. That's all.
Thank you, Councilman.
Anybody from the left side?
Council President,
I'm sorry, what was that comment? Please,
Is there anybody from this side who's?
please, no, please. The floor is spoken, so I ask you again, please respect the council. We listen, so please respect the council.
Trying
Thank
to
you very much.
respect the council.
Thank, sir, do you want to stay in the room, or I'm going to have to ask you to leave?
Right.
You can leave. I mean, you cannot keep it down, I ask you to leave.
Leave them alone.
Listen, this is the first time.
I'm not talking.
It's a free country.
It's a free country, but we're running a meeting in an orderly and civil manner here.
Your fashion.
Let them speak.
They have spoken, the room has spoken. Again, I'm going to ask, we're going to start removing people if that's the way you're going to behave. So I ask you to please.
Yeah, you
just
want to
keep it
sit
down.
here by yourself.
So the next council person, please, anyone comments?
Yeah, Council President.
Yes.
I've heard, a lot of comments made here this evening, relative to, and I've also heard some slanderous remarks made on behalf of council's character, which I don't particularly appreciate my character being assaulted in that matter. Sir, I didn't have any comment when you made yours.
Hey, listen, I'll leave. That wasn't me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I didn't say anything to you. I didn't say anything to you.
No, you thought it was me. You're wrong again.
Councilman Baker.
I don't know who said what. I just, yeah, well, let me not get into a debate with the audience. That's not what we're here to do. What I was going to say, Council President, was that this council, the council meeting is the council's meeting. If we want the mayor to be present, then he's invited by the city council to attend. It's not mandatory that the mayor attend every city council meeting. That is by the charter of the city of Rahway. This is the city council's meeting, not the mayor's meeting. If there comes an occasion where we need the mayor to attend the meeting, he will be invited to do so. If he wishes to attend the meeting, that's his discretion. But this is the city council's meeting by the form of government that has been adopted many, many years ago. I also want to say that as a result of the things that have happened here in the city of Rahway, and I've lived in Rahway for well over 50 years, so I've seen the progress that has been made. I know what was here in the building that we sit in now, what was here 40 years ago. What I do know also is that we, as a council, as a city administration, has been able to take abandoned property that was laid fallow for many years, develop that property, put that property back on the tax rolls for the city of Rahway, which has helped maintain Rahway's tax base. Now, all of you, I'm a homeowner too. Your home is your taxes are based on your assessed values, not what city council determines. So, your tax rates are based on your assessed value of your home. So let's be clear about that. Let me be clear about something else. We're not lining our pockets up here. I do have to work a second job. And city council salaries have not increased in the last 10 years. So it's not about us making money. It's not about us lining pockets. It's not about us doing anything contrary to the laws of the state of New Jersey, County of Union, and the city of Rahway. So let's be perfectly clear about that. Okay? Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other council comment for this end? Anyone on this end? Councilman? Yes.
Yes, thank you, Council President. I just wanted to take a few minutes of time and to say to the audience that you come before the City Council. It's nice to be polite, and then some people can talk and speak as much as they choose and say whatever they wish. So let me say this, I've been on this council for many years. I'm a homeowner here in the city of Rahway also for many, many years. As I sit around and I look in the room here, I see a lot of people that have done many things for Rahway, has received many, let's say, ways in which to benefit the community. So let me just say this, I was also the council president when Mayor Proctor was here. And I was also the council president when Samson Steinman was first coming aboard. And what we look at here in Rahway is something that we all have to work together to make a difference. One of the things when a person says, looking at the school system, people that work in the school system, they receive salaries, they receive increases. That's why you have to be paid. Let me say this also. I worked with Samson Steinman for many, many years as a councilman. He was an individual that always was a person of his word. And I just want to give you a good example of his word. You know, we had Sandy come here in the city of Rahway, did quite a bit of damage. If I see anyone that's in the audience there and they have a problem with Sandy, the First Presbyterian Church that's up on Grand Avenue will help. One of the things that I looked at was in my ward, down on Main Street, a lot of flooding. But you can go down there and see one of the houses that are going to be raised. The house is raised, the foundation is being put up. You know what it says? That's not done by a part-time mayor. Those things don't get done. You know, when it says if you're in politics, when your turn comes around and you're not at the table, you don't get much. Just like what it says from the Freeholder Board, we've gotten many jobs for youth here in the city. It just didn't happen overnight. Who gets the applications filled out, who takes them up there, and who gets them put in the mix. It was just another thing here in Rahway that the United Way for this year will be 25 jobs for youth here in the city of Rahway. But you have to administer that whole entire program. And you have to have all your paperwork done. It's not a simple job. But because of Samson Steinman, the mayor, that's one of the reasons why we got this. The other thing in closing, Council President, is this. We have seen the Arts District improve. People come out, they say March Madness. It has improved. Meridia, the construction company that's doing some of the building, we were able to get at least 10 people here in the city jobs. In closing, I'm going to tell you, the reason why that was because myself and Samson Steinman worked together to get it done. When you look at Rahway, it's not what you say, it's what you do. And what the other thing is, you can criticize as much as you want. That's why when it comes down to an election time, you can run if you choose. And that's what I tell them, especially in my ward. I don't want to hear anybody talk about it. It's to do the work that makes a difference here in the city of Rahway. Don't ask what the city can do for you. You ask what you can do for the city. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Any other council comments?
Yeah, being a taxpayer in Rahway, I totally understand the level of emotion here tonight. And I'm glad everybody came forward to speak. One thing I just want to reiterate is that this salary is the same as what James Kennedy was paid. The other thing is that having worked on council with Rick Proctor as our Democratic chair for, he was Democratic chair for 20 years. I could never have anticipated the change in him as a man when he took the position of mayor. I was horribly disappointed. And I will stand stand behind any choices I made that cut that plan short. And anybody's welcome to criticize me for it, but I still stand by it. The other thing I'll say is that, you know, I've worked in other towns, in government administration, public works director, business administrator, and I work very closely with mayors in those towns. And their job never ends. You know, they have people calling them at night, all weekend, they're going to night meetings all the time, they're always out there lobbying in Trenton, trying to bring money into the town. The fact that mayors in Union County are, in my opinion, grossly underpaid does not then cause me to do the same thing here in Rahway. And if that causes the people in my ward to not put me back in, I want a mayor here. I want him committed to this town. I don't want his attention anywhere else. And I came on council when Steinman came on council. I worked with him. I see how hard he works. He has, Rahway is in his heart. He grew up here, lifetime resident, and he wants the best for us, and I support him.
Thank you very much. That was very eloquent, actually. You know, I do support Mayor Steinman. I do support a full-time mayor. I do think that we need someone in this community to get us up and keep us moving in the right direction where we are going. Other communities around Union County and around New Jersey have been mentioned. Many of those are in a different position than Rahway is in today. Rahway's made a lot of great strides, and we have a lot more great strides to make in the future going ahead. And I believe in Samson Steinman to take us there with his administration. To Councilwoman Winston Mayor, I do agree. I mean, we're looking at someone who grew up here, and it's not a question of that, but he did grow up here, and I think his heart is in this, and I know his heart's in this community. I know he believes in this community, and I know he believes in the betterment of this community for all people in this community. So I do support him, and with that I will close, and I ask for a roll call.
Baker?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Cox? Farrar?
Yes.
Jacoby?
Yes.
Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Wenstenmeyer?
Yes.
President?
Yes.
8 ayes, 1 absent.
Carry. All right, next up.
I said another tier for the city of Rahway today based on what I witnessed again, the hypocrisy of this council, basically the arrogance that you have heard nothing that anyone said here, didn't table it. You came in here with the notion that we're going to pass whatever we want to do anyway. And this has been a problem since I've been coming here for the last 6 years. It's all about what you want and not what we want. You got to keep pushing these things through without a care. We opening these pilot programs, they're stressing the city services out, then you turn around, and you got a certain amount of people per fire truck you're going to need, so we're going to need another firehouse. Who's going to pay for that? And after pilot, 30 years, they're not going to pay it. We're going to pay it. Merck is going to leave. Oh, we got to hit the people again, because you already hit us for that when they got a reassessment. But you continue to work for yourselves. Always. What do you do for the people? Who come up here and support you? When do you listen to us? But you know what? I blame the people wrong because they put y'all in here. It's not the people that voted. It's the people that didn't vote that should have came out and voted. Because if they knew the hypocrisy that you guys display, none of y'all should be here. And y'all all got these faces. So yeah, we do what we want. Y'all a big bad council. Y'all show profit. But you know what? Your day is going to come. And I'm going to be here to point it at you.
Thank you.